A portrait of a person on the moon has gone down in history as a symbol of the aspiration to transcend all limits. In the face of countless challenges, humanity continues to demonstrate a boundless spirit of exploration. Now, that very spirit of adventure and relentless desire to explore is taking us even further, to a whole new frontier, the red planet, Mars. It is no longer just a faint, hovering red dot in the night sky. Mars has now become an incredibly compelling goal for humanity. The inspiration to settle and even build a new civilization on the red planet is becoming a challenging yet immensely promising dream. We stand on the threshold of a different future, where humans will not only live on Earth but also be able to settle on other planets. In the current context, the race for space control among superpowers is taking place with extreme intensity. The study of the potential for humans to live and operate on Mars and other celestial bodies is becoming more crucial than ever. Accordingly, a new study published by scientists from George Mason University states, "We can start building a settlement on Mars with just 22 people." Through computer simulations, scientists have also identified the most suitable personality type for a mission to Mars lasting up to 28 years. Based on the agent model, this titled research explores the process of conquering Mars. Having considered the method by which a group of people would transport themselves to settle on Mars and extract minerals to send back to Earth, its mode of operation must be examined through computer simulation, which bears some resemblance to a rather simple game. As nations around the world are actively accelerating the race to explore space, scientists are researching the possibility of humans living long-term on Mars and other planets. Based on a fundamental assumption, the research team developed and refined this model. The main settlement has been fully constructed, with an on-site system for producing its own food, air, and water. And a nuclear power plant will be built at this site. Scientists built their model using a method called agent-based modeling, a computer simulation method in which the system is analyzed from the bottom up through the interactions of individual agents. Each agent is assigned specific attributes. Scientists suggest that this model focuses on highlighting the mental state of each member in the hypothetical Martian colony, because it directly affects the success of the treatment process. This study builds upon previous work on the coping abilities of common personality groups, and introduce random risks such as environmental habitat disasters or incidents in transporting food from Earth, to activate the stress factor to test the members of the Firefly team. When a disaster or shipping incident occurs, the sources of stress will eventually dissipate on their own over time, or they will be eliminated by the members of the XOA group, if they pass the resilience skills test. The model also examines how team members interact with the settlement to produce, store, and consume resources. Just as environmental factors can lead to habitat issues, problems related to transportation from Earth, technological performance, and manufacturing skill requirements must also be considered. Scientists conducted computer model tests on groups of varying sizes, ranging from 4 to 152 members. Within these models, each categorizes team members into 4 personality types: excitable, reactive, sociable, and logical. Team members are also equipped with a specialized skill set, which directly impacts the effectiveness of their resource production work. The teams are arranged in a simulated colonial area, represented by a 50 by 50 square grid. Each grid cell can produce its own resources, but they are collectively stored in a shared pool without any limits. When the model is activated, members of the Mars team can move and rest, cooperate with other team members, produce and consume resources, and participate in social activities. Sleep helps the team members recover their strength. Team members' skills will be tested using a computer model, to see if they can produce their own food, water, and air. Each team member also has a weekly need for food and water provisions and is not permitted to sign for confirmation. Their health will deteriorate if those needs are not met. When a team member's health reaches 0, that member dies and is removed from the model. Additionally, there is also a very small, yet existing, risk of death due to random factors. For each individual, Mars symbolizes calamities and sudden, unforeseeable death. At each simulation step, the model can add new members to the group. A colony might request a shipment from Earth that had been lost due to a disaster or a habitat accident. Habitat degradation can have unpredictable impacts on the food supply. Water, air, or mineral resources of the colony were plundered, causing half of the primary resources to be depleted. Scientists used data collected from cargo spacecraft missions that deliver supplies and meet resource requirements for the International Space Station, similar to the data obtained from previous experiments on teamwork in high-pressure situations. Among submarine fleets, establishing parameters for the model is crucial. They ran the model 5 times, simulating a 28-year cycle on Earth, while varying the initial population size from 10 to 170 in increments of 10. Subsequently, scientists determined that a minimum of 10 people is required to establish a stable settlement. Disaster-resilient and self-sufficient in essential resources. Scientists have determined that the minimum required size for an initial group is 22 members. To maintain a population capable of long-term, stable survival. If the population falls below that number, the fir tree population would face an irreversible risk if the number of individuals drops below 10 members at any point. The notable point is that both the 26-person group and the 38-person group have been reduced to fewer than 10 members. And irreversible in the annular tissues, although both groups exceeded the minimum threshold of 22 members. In every simulation run, only members of the agreeable personality group were able to survive until the end. Scientists believe the reason is likely that they are the ones with an excellent ability to respond to diverse situations and disasters. Meanwhile, individuals with an easily agitated personality type often struggle to adapt and survive long-term. With an easygoing and sensitive nature, they tend to maintain a state of average balance. Scientists note that although their model stipulates an even distribution of different personality types among groups, however, a group consisting entirely of agreeable people can still exist and function effectively, as long as the group size is fewer than 10 members. And they also emphasize that their model does not consider waste processing and on-site resource production. Because their models have shown that, even in the event of a shipping catastrophe, the blockade settlement continues to receive ample resources from supply shipments from Earth. In reality, predicting human behavior has always been a difficult task. This is even more true in a challenging and alien environment like Mars. However, overall, this study has yielded some very valuable information. This data can be used when we are ready to send humans to Mars. This study emphasizes the importance of focusing on the meaning of individual personality traits and how they interact and influence one another. In the not-too-distant future, humanity's arrival on Mars will open a new chapter in human history, and a groundbreaking leap in the journey to explore the vast universe. This will drive sustainable development and secure humanity's future in the face of the challenges and transformations of the 21st century.